One of the most important things on the dragon's path, if not the most important, is to how to know and how to deal with your family. And how, whenever you reveal yourself to be, a follower of the dragon, a dragon witch, how do you want to call yourself? But in the end, you are the follower of the dragon, and this is your philosophy of life, your philosophy, and you no longer follow a religion, or just you are not even an atheist or something like this. No, you follow the dragon's footsteps. But once your family knows, there are going to be that you are going to be judged. But that is beside the question. But how to deal with family and how to, because even many years ago, I started to speak about this. And I'm very, very lucky that my family accepted me for what I am and how I believe. Of course, it for many people it's not the same. It's not the same story, and for them it is just that they really all the time have to hide whatever they are, and that is sad. That is the majority of people, because draconic Wicca or the dragon's path is not known. And every single time when people see, especially religious people, when they see the dragon, they immediately have their opinion. So if you are following something that they don't know, that because just the same thing. For example, that is an example. When I say I love Halloween, this guy immediately said that is the devil, but he doesn't even know the origins. He doesn't even know why. He just say it's the devil, and that is also what people will say to the dragon because they don't know it. They don't understand it. And of course, if that is also what a lot of people need to understand from the Dragon's Path or Draconic Wicca, because I sometimes have been commented by saying that everything that I say is bull crap, bullshit, or I'm sorry for the words, but that is what people say. In fact, it could be. It could be that whatever I say is nonsense. Whatever I say is, yeah, but not for me. Not for me, because every single time, for every one of us, the dragon's path or draconic Wicca has a different path planned. That is why I follow the dragon, but where to follow the dragon is later on discovered. So we don't follow it together. That is why I wasn't home inside of a coven. Inside of that coven, everyone was judging me, every single one. So that I was, a fantasy, that I was put inside of a fantasy. Um, that is why it's so important. If I can give you an advice for someone that if how to deal with family, is to not say, for example, that is just an advice, not that I say that you have to do it, just an advice. And that is how also I started the Dragon's Path, because I know how it sounds. And the Dragon's Path is very, very much unknown. And what is unknown going to be demonized. So if you immediately come to them and say, for example, I'm just giving an example. If you say to them, I'm a dragon and I just follow my own draconic spirit or my dragon soul, no one will take you serious. No one will. Especially, I mean, your family. Your family, what do they follow? Maybe they follow Christianity. Maybe they will follow Islam. And what is Christianity or Islam? That they all come together, all pray for their gods, all giving, that they will worship and they will obey every single thing that that religion is saying. Well, in fact, what I'm doing, I obey the things that my dragon is saying to me. But what my dragon is saying to me will be up to me to listen to that. You don't know what my dragon is saying to me, and I don't know what your dragon is saying to you. So that is the same thing. So we cannot judge it from each other. But your dragon, your family can also not judge it for you because they don't know it. And if you come to them and you say, I'm a dragon, I will very much recommend not doing so, because they will not take it serious. Because also the one that said that everything that I say is nonsense was the one that claimed to be a dragonkin. A dragonkin is literally someone that claims to have a dragon soul. I don't say this to myself. because um, to be very honest, that seems like a role play game. And a role play game, really, and you have to live in the reality of it. And the reality is not always pretty, not always beautiful. What you hear, what I believe that we have, is a quest of human, to be a human in this world, to know what you are, what your origins are, that you are indeed blessed with a draconic energy, but that you are a human, that you are a simple human like everyone else, that you also have a quest here in this life to be a human and to discover everything that is related to that. But it doesn't mean that you have to feel home, of course not. So, how to deal with family? Don't come up with that. So, if I have recommendations, if your family is quite, like that they are still in their, how can I say this? Yeah, people that are still keeping to the old and to religions and things like this. And when you come to something completely new that they never heard of, then you don't have to come like, I'm a dragon. Because I will never say that. I am not a dragon, I'm a human. I just have guidance from energy. There is something draconic about you. But I'm not telling you that we should call ourselves dragons. We are human beings. And but you are cursed. You are cursed, not cursed, blessed by the dragon. You are blessed by it. So now you go your through on your path, listening to your own spiritual dragon. Your dragon is your guide, your guidance, because yeah, your guidance, and no one else can say to you how to guide you. Only your dragon does. Only your dragon knows. And that is something that you can say to your family, that it's completely individual. You don't come together, you don't pray together, and you learn by yourself. You evolve all the time. So that is what I want. That is some. I know it's exciting once you are awakened. You see the world with new eyes. And the first year, I was excited. I was excited. I wanted to tell the world about the dragon. But the second year, I could very much understand the dragon. To keep myself hidden, not showing this anymore, but keeping it like this. Then it's close to your heart. You know who you are. You know what you are. And you don't have to show everyone else. See, I'm the dragon. No, no, no. Keep it for yourself. Keep every belief for yourself. And if you want to deal with your family, then don't come up with something like this. Say to them, I believe, for example, I worship Tiamat, I follow the dragon, or you can do it like religiously so that they will understand it. In the religious terms, they will understand everything. So you can say Tiamat is your God, the dragon by your side is your Jesus, and that you are the Trinity. You are part of the Trinity, God, Jesus, you. The dragon God, the dragon guardian, and the dragon spirit. That is the Trinity. And that is something how you can explain it to your family. Because your family, a lot of them, I've seen a lot of people who just cannot say it, who they are and what they are and what they believe in. And that is very sad. That should never exist. That should never happen. But yeah, like I said, I have been privileged to have a family like this. But unless my dad, he had a bit difficulties with it. But after a few years, he was used to it. He was used that I was kneeling down on my dragon altar, even though I don't have to kneel, but I do it because I respect the dragons. I respect them. I feel them. It's much fantastic. But if I don't say it, for example, I don't call myself a dragon kin. I don't call myself lived among kings and queens. No, my dragon was a simple dragon, lived in the forest, survived, and died. And that is how it is. There was nothing special about this. Nothing like, and I'm not going to say this to people as well. So like, my dragon was the biggest, the kings and, but they are kings and queens because they have horns that are really that I see as true crowns, really crowns, kings and queens of the earth, the example for every life. And but that is what you can say to those who don't believe, especially to your family. How to deal with your family? Relax and stay focused and see whatever you are going to say. If you are immediately going to say that you are a dragon, then you lost it. You lost the crowd, you lost everyone. It's like, oh yeah, whatever, it's a phase. It's a phase that happened with me for 20 years. But yeah, that is what they could say. But some people will really very much demonize it, demonize whatever you are, and that you should get away from it. Or some people will just not take you serious. And that is the biggest problem. Dragons are too much attached to fantasy, so don't give fantasy terms. That is just recommendations. Don't kill me for it. Recommendations, don't give fantasy terms. Dragonkin, I immediately have to think of role play game. I don't. I'm sorry for that. I immediately have to think of whatever, Dungeons and Dragons. That is just me. Don't have to be angry with me. That is just me. And to be very honest, I think with the majority, that is the same thing, and that is why I recommend these things. I have seen people who wanted to tell this to people. They immediately were laughed at. They immediately also were demonized, and or they didn't even mind. They didn't even care. So, if you want to deal with your family, these are just recommendations to say to them that you really are following your own spiritual path. Your spiritual path by following the dragon. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.